You're with me, Miriam Angel, Salim Barisa, and Emmanuel Gona. And in studio, we do have Daylene Bichang'a. She's the co-founder, Nia Ventures. Daylene, good morning.
Good morning.
How are you?
I'm good, and you?
Good. Welcome to Swahili Pot FM.
Thank you very much.
Now, you talk about, we want to look at how to scale up a business. But before we scale up a business, first of all, what does it mean to scale up a business?
Thank you so much for that
Yeah.
good question. So when you talk about scaling up a business, we're looking at how can we support an entrepreneur who is just beginning to look at his or her business model, to look at the market size, to look at his or her operations, to look at his entry into the market and supporting such kind of elements so that he's able now to have the knowledge and the skill so that he's able to get into the market without any stress and being able to deliver the products with ease and managing her business or his business in a better or sustainable way. So that is scaling up from being from an idea stage to prototyping, to having a product, to testing it into the market, and to delivering it to the market for people to start consuming.
And how many stages do businesses have?
Business have several stages.
Yeah.
We have about 5.
Yeah.
Where we start from idea stage. So at an idea stage, this is somebody who has numerous ideas. You know, probably they don't even understand exactly what they want to do, but they come in now with, I want to do this, I want to do that. So that is one of the stages. And then we move on to the next stage whereby they have already identified what exactly they want to do. So they start doing it. As an early entrepreneur. So they start doing it. So let's say, for example, somebody wants to start a mitumba business, all right? So from there now we look at, this is a mitumba business. How do we move it from being a local mitumba business person to being somebody who now supplies to a wider market? So we start, we move to the startup stage now. So at the startup stage, so this person already has a very clear vision of what he or she wants to do. Probably what is limiting them now is the funding or access to bigger markets for their products. So from the setup stage now, when they get the necessary support in terms of probably coaching, mentorship, or funding, now they're able to scale in terms of growing their markets, increasing their market base, also working on their business model to make it more sustainable.
Okay.
In terms of also hiring more manpower, in terms of reaching to a wider market. And then from there now, they move on to the growth stage. At growth stage, somebody is self-reliant, somebody is sustainable, somebody is looking for much, much bigger opportunities for them to do. And then, then the rest is just history. But I think those are the stages,
So within the startup stage, let's say I have an idea and I've just started a business. You mentioned Mitumba business.
Yeah.
Okay. We start this Mitumba business. It's booming. It's new. Okay. And I've already identified the market. I'm starting to sell.
Yeah.
What happens within the startup stage that could lead to you coming in and saying, now you need to move from this startup stage to another level? Yeah.
Absolutely. So you find that anyone who starts a business, things keep changing. The way the market was 5 years ago is not the same way it is today.
Yeah.
So we need to be very clear on how we can diversify your business model to earn you more revenue. So we look at how can we support this entrepreneur now to increase their market base? How can we support this entrepreneur to increase our annual revenues? How can we create innovation still within the Mitumba business so that they're able to operate in a unique way to attract more customers, even to attract new customers into the business. So we also look at what are some of the other ways in which they can move from probably one place and start probably even selling online or even getting people to supply outside the region and something like that. So that is how we can be able to support an entrepreneur in that particular business to move from where they are and to start scaling up and get more bigger markets.
Okay.
Do we have like a time frame, kwa mfano tukisema ni startup kwamba inafaa iangaliwe kwa muda fulani, maybe mwaka mmoja, ama mtu yaweza piga 6 months na ajipate tayari ameruka kwa the next stage?
Yeah, we do have a time frame, though in most cases it's dependent on how the entrepreneur has envisioned their business and what strategy they are coming up with. All right. So, for example, we have those who have like a strategic plan. They say in 2 years' time, I want to move from this to that. Okay. But ideally, we normally say if you operate a business, at least within the first 6 months, you should be able to sort of start breaking even. Or if it doesn't work like that, then at least 2 years will be okay for you to break even. But if you don't, then you need some quick support so that you're able to realize your profits and see whether your business is working or not.
Kunaweza kuwa na makosa makubwa pengine within 3 months, alafu mtu aanze amepanua biashara faster. Kuna risk yoyote pale mbele, ama ni vizuri tu hivyo venye unasema within 6 ama 6 to 2 years hapo ndio at least ionyeshe that growth? Is there any risk ya mtu kuingia haraka sana na kupanua mipaka within maybe 3 months?
Hakuna risk pale vile I can say, kwa sababu inategemea kama entrepreneur umejiposition aje in the market na business plan yako inakaa vipi. Kuna wale ambao wanaingia already, they are not struggling kwa sababu wameshapata mafundisho, wanajielewa, so kwa huwa si shida. Na pia wako na mentors ama coaches ambao they work closely with them, so it makes their work very easy. I don't see any risk as long as they have a very clear vision that is laid down, their strategic plan is good, and they know how to manage their operations very well. Yeah.
Mi swali langu hapa kwa startup before tufikie hapo kwa scaling up. Unaambiwa biashara nyingi ambazo zimeanzishwa.
Yeah.
Kati ya 10, 8 hazipiti past 2 years.
Yes.
Zinakufa. So for that young person mwenye anakusikiliza right now, akianzisha biashara, ni strategy gani ambazo anaweza akatumia kuhakikisha hii biashara yake itapasavia past 2 years before ikufe? Because 8 zinakufa, ni 2 tu at least zinabaki,
zinajisustain.
Yes.
Sawa, so kuna mambo kadhaa wanaweza fanya. Kwanza napenda sana kuambia wanabiashara wadogo ama vijana waanze like start small. You know, just begin where you can, and then train yourself. We have a good support system, especially in the coast region. We have so many hubs that support entrepreneurs in terms of giving them the relevant skills, and we have so many people out here who are ready to mentor and to coach entrepreneurs. So make sure you get someone who can walk with you in that journey. Somebody who can tell you, no, a time will come where you'll feel pressed, you'll feel like you're almost giving up, but they will stand there with you to encourage and to tell you it's okay, you can make it, you can do it. So have a mentor. Number 3, always be on the lookout for more opportunities for you to learn. Number 1, to learn more about business, for you to learn about how to even apply for grants, for you to learn about the new markets. Expose yourself to the world. Pitch as many times as you can. Don't fear to pitch, because there is where probably you get your opportunity that will transform your life. Yeah, and then just be very strategic in terms of the relationships that you build. Be very strategic, because when you're very strategic, that means you will attract the right people that will support your business. And then try as many times as you can. Even if you fail once, don't give up. Keep working on it. Keep working on it. Keep building. At the end of the day, it will be sustainable.
So now nimefail mara kwanza. Now you've told me I should keep on doing it.
Yes.
That is, nifanye mara zaidi ya moja.
Yeah.
Ni how many times nitafanya ianguke, so nijue hii wacha ikae.
All right, and that's a very common question that we normally get, even from the people that come to our spaces for training. So if you look at, I think when I was in high school, I learned about the person who created the bulb. I think they failed about 99 times until the 100th time is when they got it right.
Okay.
So don't fear failing, as long as you are very authentic in what you want to do. So we encourage entrepreneurs, when you've chosen the path of entrepreneurship, be serious on it, work on it. It's not a smooth journey when you're starting up. It's usually messy. But when you are very visionary, when you know, this is the path I want to take, then there's nothing that will bring you down. In as much as there are so many challenges, but you hold on to that. And one day, one time, you will make it. So we encourage people never to give up at any time. And we encourage them to seek for support and help where possible. And even us as Nia Ventures, we try our level best to even connect them to the opportunities that, can benefit their journeys and all that. So I don't see if there's any room to really give up. Yes, because of the support system, it's very good. So good.
Okay. Nia, you spoke about a business breaking even within 6 months.
Yeah.
That pretty much means starting to make a profit, right? Now, if I don't make a profit within the first 6 months, is that a problem?
There might be a problem,
Okay.
but it's not like something that cannot be fixed. We are always open-minded. We want to say, after 6 months I've been operating, why haven't I broken even? You know? Then we look at your business model, like what is not working. So we start from there. What are the challenges? Is it that you don't know how to probably market your business? Is it that probably you don't know other revenue streams that you can incorporate in your business? So we always go back to your model, and in most of our trainings we use the lean canvas. So the lean canvas is a very summarized template that can tell how your business is doing and can inform somebody who doesn't understand it in a very, very summarized way. So we look at it and we probe more to understand where is the challenge. Then from there we're able to support you to realize the challenge and to fix the challenge now.
Okay. How do you know that a business is scalable when you're talking about scale up?
We know business is scalable first when you look at the value proposition.
Okay.
Customers buy the value of the product.
Yeah.
So when we see like there's value in that product, then we can tell a business is scaling up. We can also tell a business scaling up when you look at the financials of your business. We can always project, like for example, if you're earning maybe 10,000, Kenyan shillings a month, and then we look at the market size, we can always tell like this business has a potential to scale up. And also we look at the revenue streams. Apart from the main business that you're doing, what other ways are you earning from that business? So that can really tell us of the income that you'll generate from your business and the market size. If you keep on expanding, if you keep on adding more products to your business, then we can easily tell you're scaling up. Sustainability, we look at if you are probably depending on grants or loans, or you are in equity funding, for example. If those ones were to be removed, can you still sustain yourself? So we also look into that sustainability of the business in terms of you being able to run your business without depending on support from outside.
Okay.
Yeah.
So when you come in as Nia Ventures and identify that Ghana runs a business that needs to be scaled up, what would you do for Ghana?
Absolutely. So what we do at Nia Ventures, we run... currently, we're running a program called Boost Plus. So what we do, we first and foremost listen to his idea. We look at his idea very keenly, and then we gauge whether it fits at the incubation level where we have people just starting up, or it fits at the advisory level. So depending on where it fits, we can probably start with the incubation. So with the incubation, we give them the basic entrepreneurial skills, and we give them trainings on some of the gaps that they still have in their businesses. Then from there, now we still gauge them, and then now if we feel that they are scalable, we move them to the advisory level. So advisory level, this is where now we hook them up with industry experts, mentors and coaches who can now give them customized coaching for the different challenges that they're experiencing in their businesses. And then from there, because we also work hand in hand with Close the Gap, we have the Impact Accelerator. So we accelerate them to the next level, whereby now they can pitch to outside investors, and they stand a chance to win some good grant to continue running their businesses. So we at every stage, there's pitching and there's probing to identify whether they fit to move to the next level or not.
Okay, so there are businesses who moved from a startup and they're established, they're in the growth stage, they've made money. But then also you get a point where you find that a business is stagnating. Why do businesses stagnate?
Sometimes business stagnate because probably the founders have become reluctant, or they are now living in a comfort zone, you know. And for business, we normally say there's no comfort zone at any time. You keep on building, you keep on reinventing, you keep on innovating. So in that particular stage, I think it's just maybe the ideas are not coming anymore, or somebody is like, nimefika, and that's fine, you know. But we always encourage entrepreneurs not to live in a comfort zone, but let them keep building, let them keep expanding, let them keep getting into new markets, and you know, establishing themselves even more.
Okay. So pretty much most of the people you deal with are entrepreneurs.
Entrepreneurs,
okay.
Hi. Maybe my question comes up kwa scaling up.
Yeah.
There is people, which is the market.
Yeah.
And then there is strategy, which basically umeiongelea. And then kuna cash flow, hiyo story ya pesa umeshataja mambo ya kupata hizo grant na nini. Lakini kuna execution. So how do you execute that? Now umeshatoka kwa startup, uko hapa kwa scaling up, you are heading to growth, growing period, growth stage. Now, how do you execute mpaka ufikie malengo ya kufika hapa kwa growth stage?
Basically, it's the vision that matters the most, because it tells you where you want to go. And then it's the strategy now that you that you come up with. For example, for a business to reach to a level whereby we say it's established, it pretty much depends on the strategy that they have. And strategy in this case also includes the kind of team that you bring on board. Because when you have the right team, it helps you to reach to your goals. When you have the right systems that are working for you, it also helps you. In terms of have some good financial systems to assist you track your records, have some good human resource personnel that are knowledgeable about the different aspects of a business to help you grow. And also do consult where you feel like you don't have the ability to do it. One of the mistakes that most entrepreneurs do is that they are everything in their business. At times it doesn't work like that.
So he's the CEO, he's the financial, he's the what? How do you call them? The financial, the salesperson.
He's the marketer.
He's the finance person as well.
He's everything.
He's also the sweeper.
Exactly. So it's really a challenge for them.
But wouldn't you say that happens because akiangalia at the beginnings when they start, mtu anaangalia, I don't have enough money to employ, to employ people who can manage all these things.
Yeah, at first, of course, you are the founder, you are the vision bearers, you bear all these things. But as you start now to grow, as you start to move from being an early stage entrepreneur to being a startup and to move to the growth stage, then you must look at as I grow, of course, I need to have somebody to replace a certain position that I've probably left out, you know. So you get like a marketer maybe to support you. You get like if you don't know how to put your financials correct, then you get a consultant. You don't have to hire somebody full time. You can just have them maybe once in a month come check your records and something like that. So these skills that you don't have, that you're struggling with, it's better you have somebody else who is an expert to do them for you.
Okay.
But I know at the beginning it's usually hard because founders and directors, CEOs are everything. But it's because you are building up and you don't have the financial muscle to have people on board. But as you grow up, then you delegate some of those responsibilities, and then you remain with the main task of now sustaining the business as the founder. Because these employees, some of them may not even understand where you're heading to, but you know where you're heading to. So delegate some of the operations and just master how to sustain it.
All right, we are speaking to Daylene Bichang'a. She's the co-founder of Nia Ventures, and we're talking about scaling up your business. How do you need to do this? If you have any questions, you're an entrepreneur. You're thinking about, my business has been in the startup stage for a good period of time, but I feel like I'm growing. You know, I'm expanding. You know, how do I move on to the next level? She's here to answer your question. 07009179117. Good morning. In studio, we have Daylene Bichang'a. She is a co-founder at Nia Ventures. She's a co-founder at Nia Ventures. We're talking about scaling up your business. How do you move your business from an ideation stage, like move from an idea to setting it up, start up, and then all the way to the growth stage? What mistakes, Nia? Because you also keep calling you Nia. That's the name of your organization.
I love that.
Yeah. Daylene,
Yes.
what mistakes do you see young entrepreneurs do when they're venturing into a business? And while answering that, also look at the fact that, I started a business a month and 2 months in, and I've broken even. Like, pesa imeingia. And I'm so excited about it. Yeah.
All right. Thank you so much. So I think one of the main mistake that most entrepreneurs do is that they don't conduct proper market research. So if you get into the market without identifying the needs of the people that you want to serve, then it becomes a problem for you even to sell.
Yeah.
So I encourage entrepreneurs to do proper market research, to identify the gaps that are in the market, to identify whom they are going to be serving, to identify this customer, what are his or her attributes, what are his or her strengths, so that you don't get some difficulties when you are venturing into that business. Another mistake that most entrepreneurs also make is not being able to fully understand how their product works. You know, like for example, you come up with a product for the sake of it, but you don't fully understand what value it will add to the people that you are bringing that product to. So they really need to do some good understanding of their product. And then another mistake is that, like for example, when you mention somebody gets into the business 3 months down the line, they are getting lots of money. So sometimes success at an early stage can also cause entrepreneurs to lack some focus in their business. So that lack of focus, because now you have too much money, you don't know like how to even reinvest the money back to the business. Now you feel like you can do other stuff, and then you get into yourself into so many things at the same time that would contribute to your business failure.
A young entrepreneur, just on that, a young entrepreneur asked me a while back, and he said, okay, so I'm making this income out of my business. Do I spend the profit? And if I'm yeah, that was a good question. He asked me that. It's like, do I spend the profit? And if I'm not spending the profit, let me say reinvest. But now, how do I gain something from this? So to him, anaona, I started a business and I'm making an income.
Yeah.
And in making an income, most times it's say you have to return it back to the business. But what is coming to me? mimi kwangu.
Yeah.
Like, should there be a percentage that's coming to me in as much as I'm investing back into the business?
Absolutely. For me, I say when you're running a business, you are the first employee of that business. You need to pay yourself. You need to look at how much am I making and pay yourself, because you're giving your time to the business. You're giving resources to that business. You need to have something to sustain you at the end of the day. So allocate yourself some salary. Yes, it's good for any business person to pay themselves. Otherwise, where are you getting the money from? And if you don't allocate yourself, then you'll eat from the business. And within a very short span of time, the business will die.
Oh, that's actually, I think samesikia. Yeah.
hiyo imeeleweka,
Yeah.
sio kama mzee Saidi. Jina ni Bichang'a. Let me use Bichang'a. Umezungumzia pale wakati wa kuscale up. Now that place ndio wakati unahitaji manpower. You call it human resource, right?
Human resource.
Na wewe ndio unajua hii biashara nimeianza na unajua kule ambako unaenda. Na hawa watu ambao unaleta Miriam na Gona, they don't have the idea, because you have to sell to them the idea to where you unataka kwenda. So how do you get the right people who can spearhead hii meli kwenda at the right destination? Yeah.
Awesome. So one of our modules that we train actually in our sessions is on team management or building a team. So we normally encourage the founders to be very clear on their vision, to be very clear on their mission and their end goal. So when you are getting somebody on board, they need to understand who you are, where you are heading to, and what you want to achieve. So suppose maybe an entrepreneur was very fast and he or she went and got a team, and the team is already working for them. It's usually very good so for you as an entrepreneur to do some trainings for them to understand what is needed of them, for them to understand the vision and to buy that vision and to make it their own, for them to understand like what are their objectives in that business, how are they going to support you attain the goal that you want. So you keep on training them, you give them capacity building sessions so that they are in line with your vision. I believe if somebody does that, even if somebody came into the business without any clear goal, they will be able to know this is where we're heading to and this is what is needed for us to do so that we're able to move this business to the next level.
All
Clear
right.
communication is very important.
There's a question here from Chris. Chris Bingwa, good morning. And Asema, it's a great show, very incisive and enlightening. How can I really identify my market so that if I launch a product, it doesn't fail?
Thank you so much, Chris. Chris is one of our entrepreneurs who has been through our programs from the incubation level.
Great.
So how to identify a market? First, start with market research. Don't just venture into any market. Do a comprehensive market research to identify the needs of that market, to identify the gaps, to identify the people that you're serving. So everything starts from doing a research. And this is something that I know most entrepreneurs usually don't love doing. But Safaricom is Safaricom today because of comprehensive market researches that they do day in, day out. So even as an entrepreneur, don't get tired.
Yeah.
Every time you want to launch something, get to understand, get feedback, conduct surveys, do focus group discussions, call people, ask them how that product is serving them, ask them what they need to be improved in that product, and then you get the right feedback. And when you launch, it will grow because you already know how to add value to your product.
There's one of these famous businessmen who say that if you have an idea, sit down with your friends. So I'll sit down and then I'll float an idea around my friends
Yeah.
and say, would it work? Like, what do you think about this? And then hear what Gona has to say. And then hear what Salim has to say. And then hear what you have to say, Daylene. And if a good number of them are just like, I need to go back again, think about it, and then come back again and launch it. So pretty much those people around you, they're the people you can actually test your product on or test your idea on.
Yeah.
To see if this is something that they can buy, because with business there's a demand that you're solving, right?
Absolutely.
Yes, there's something that you're solving. So if you come up with an idea of solving a problem and you say something, I'm like, oh, this is going to solve my problem, haraka, I'll be interested in it. If I'm not interested in it, then I'm not your market. Yeah. Chris has another question, and Asema, what's your view and advice about partnerships in businesses? Yeah.
Partnerships is very key. Actually, it's also one of the things that we look at to see if you are scaling up or not. So when you build strategic partnerships, they are very, very important to you scaling to the next level. So be very strategic. Don't just get any partner on board. You need to see if your vision aligns with their vision, if their goals aligns with yours, and are they competing or you are collaborating. You need to have some questions answered before you get into any sort of partnership. So I'll encourage entrepreneurs to always seek for strategic partnerships, collaborate more, network more, and above everything else, make sure that the vision that you have also aligns with the vision that your partner has. If they don't align, no need for you to get into that partnership.
Tukiangalia situation kama Salim alivyoanzia pale kusema kwamba at least 80% zina scramble hapo katikati. Tunaenda mbele ama tunarudi nyuma. And nimesikia watu pia wakisema some government policies has favored these entrepreneurs. Sijui hapo kuna ukweli wowote ama ni watu na uoga wao.
Kuna ukweli kiasi hapo. Ukiangalia masuala ya kama ni serikali, wanabiashara wengi sana hata wanaofia kuregister biashara zao, because wanaona wakiregister serikali itaweka macho yao pale na mambo na tax na vitu kama hizo, na even the licensing from the county inakuanga ni shida. Wengi hawawezi kuafford. So hawa na biashara wadogo government policies in terms of licensing inaweza kuwa shida because they are still not earning a lot. Sindio? Alafu pia mambo mengine ni kwamba like wanabiashara wengi pia hawafiki pale kwa sababu pia they don't want to collaborate. Hawataki kupartner. Kwa sababu sometimes mimi naweza kuwa unaweza pata kuna a partner akona hela. Lakini hana idea mzuri ya how to implement a certain business. So hiyo ndio mtu wa kufuata na kumwambia, you have the money, this is the business strategy that you have. Let us put in your money in this, and then we see after 1 year or 2 years your money you'll have gotten back your money, and the business will still sustain itself. So unafaa sana like ukue open-minded about having more people coming into your business to support it, but now you have to be very strategic so that you don't get yourself into a mess. But I'll always encourage entrepreneurs to be open-minded and to look for ways in which they can add value to their businesses by looking for strategic partnerships.
On partnership, I think also, Daylene, you spoke about values.
Yeah.
There's something that probably somebody's business stands for.
Exactly.
And if you're coming in as a partner and your values and my values don't align, that is a problem.
It's a problem.
Right?
Yeah.
And then also maybe some of the fear that they might have is you come in with your ideas, you're investing money. Do I lose my business in this process where now, just because you've invested a lot of money, now all of a sudden it becomes yours? I think that's also another something that entrepreneurs need to be advised on, because there's that fear that I have this idea and I'm building this thing, but also I don't have enough money to scale it up. Now Salim amekuja hapo na pesa yake.
Ameweka.
Right? Ameweka pesa yake.
Yeah.
Kwanza anakuambia kwanza tukue washirika.
Yes, so like let's be partners, and then you're like, okay, fine, 50-50, or mtu anasema no, 60% of your company for 40. Kidogo another person comes in, they get 10%, nimebaki na 30%. Another person, now I don't have a say because I don't have the money. Yeah.
Yes, so that's why when you are getting into any sort of partnership,
Yeah.
you need to be very authentic in terms of even having a lawyer to, you know, advise you and to help you get into those sort of agreements. Yeah, it's usually good, and this is one of the problems actually with most entrepreneurs. They don't want to seek for legal support. They just get themselves into some sort of agreements, and then things turn haywire for them. But it's usually good for you to seek for legal support before you get into any sort of agreement with anybody else in your business. Because again, whatever you've mentioned is very true. We have a number of entrepreneurs who've lost their businesses because they didn't have the financial manpower in that agreement. Yeah, so having a support of a lawyer to draft the agreement and, you know, to help you make it better is usually good.
All right. Thank you so much. We have been speaking to Daylene Bichang'a. She's a co-founder Near Ventures. Where are you located?
We are located in Ratna Square and hosted at Close the Gap Hub.
All right. Thank you for making time. From us to you, we say bye because it is 9:50. The kickoff team wako tayari. They'll be here from 10 all the way to 11. And of course, they'll talk about Arsenal. You know, 7-1 is huge.
No, mbona unaongea ni kama wewe ni fan wa Arsenal?
Namshangaa sana.
What? I'm living through the eyes of Sami Lenga.
Yameisha basi 20.
Oh, it hurts you as well.
Tuondoke.
Okay, so the fact that Arsenal 7-1,
Time imeisha, Miriam.
we should have a rule where by the time we score 3
Tatu, isha.
ama 4,
Geuisha.
it give me